This is the story of Adva Lavie, a former Israeli model who appeared in Playboy and Penthouse. She is accused of using dating apps to burglarize men. She swiped right, built trust, and then disappeared. Who is she? How does she allegedly operate? And where is she now? According to investigators, Adva Lavie goes by multiple aliases, including Mia Ventura, Shoshana Shana. She is described as about 5'7", 104 pounds, driving a black Porsche and a white Mercedes sedan. Investigators claim Lavie would use dating apps to target older men, posing as a romantic companion to gain trust. Once she gains their trust and allowed in their homes, she would allegedly burglarize any valuable that she would see. But that's not all. On a recent podcast appearance,
I need a provider, a supporter. I need someone strong and dominator because I'm very much of a strong female, so I need someone to be more dominant than me.
A podcast host claims that during a live show, Lavie slipped into the green room and stole cash and credit cards from other female guests.
She got up at the 45-minute mark and she was gone for 20-something minutes and just went through everyone's bag.
And we know it was her because one of the other guests on that podcast got a charge on her Amex from a hair salon in Beverly Hills. And she contacted that hair salon, and that hair salon told her that there was a woman that came in with the name Mia Ventura that was trying to book a consultation to get her hair cut there.
I got in contact with the salon and the stylist she booked with, and they gave me the name it was put under. She sent me screenshots of the consultation FaceTime she did with her and like the receipts in her.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says that she has at least 10 victims so far. They posted this information bulletin on her to encourage other victims to come forward so they can build their case. All while she remains at large, the LA Sheriff's Department has released her vehicle information and physical description to help aid identification to help find her. Now, while she's at large, let's talk about the case so far. It seems like her main target are wealthy, older men. And there's a good chance that a lot of these guys will not come forward because they could be, one, married, or two, it could be very embarrassing for them to publicly come out and say that they were swindled by this Israeli former model. Now, we can speculate on the motive, but it seems pretty obvious that this is purely for financial gain. The fact that she's targeting older wealthy men, taking anything that she deems valuable, most likely designer goods and whatnot. And even the other case that, that's been reported, the live podcast theft. The fact that she is on a live podcast, goes into the other room, takes whatever she can, sunglasses, keys, credit cards, whatever, and then comes back to the podcast and just acts like nothing's going on. She seems like a major klepto, like she cannot help herself. There's another incident where she was hired to go to France to be like a party promoter, and during that trip in France, this is not allegedly, this is not an accusation. This happened because the police were called in and she had to return the stuff. She stole from her coworkers and roommates that, other people that were hired to go with her on this trip to France to promote a club. And they had to call the police and force her to return the items while she's in France.
She decided to basically rob pretty much every person in that group of essentially anything marked with a designer label.
And the part that I find actually very interesting is, what does she do with these designer goods that she takes from other people? Now, this is just a speculation on my part. She has a social media, presence. And there's a part of her content where she kind of goes over what she had.
I have a lot of amazing female followers, and they always tell me, Mia, please share your outfits, please post your closet, please sell your items. Okay, I'm doing it.
Okay, so this is the part that I find most interesting about this whole situation. I know the fact that she was a former Israeli model and she was on Playboy or Penthouse, that's interesting, and she's using the dating app. I find the part that she is basically showing off her designer goods and there's a chance that she is selling it online through social media. I find that part interesting because back in the old days, if you were into this kind of stuff, for you to offload your things, you would have to go to like a pawn shop or, meet up with people individually. You have a hard time getting rid of this stuff or turning it into cash, but if she has a following and people want to buy directly from her, she can quickly offload items, or she can offload items at a better price, because we all know if you try to go to a pawn shop, you're getting like 30% on the item, whatever. So we don't know if this is her stuff, or since she's being accused of theft, how much of this is actually stolen property. And as of now, she is still, I guess, on the loose. They haven't officially charged her with anything. I guess they're still building a case against her, but they are looking for her. And as I was saying before, since her victims are wealthy, older men, we don't know what their situation is, especially since they're meeting her on a dating app. They could be married, they could have a girlfriend or something. And it's embarrassing for them to report that they had their goods stolen by a former Israeli model, influencer, podcast person.